Today I'm going to show you guys how to get the corruption key in Terraria. Corruption key is going to open up the corruption chest in the dungeon, and you're going to get the Scourge of the Corruptor. So real quick, create yourself a mob farm in the corruption biome. Make the mob farm out of corruption blocks. And I suppose you could use this video as background noise while you try and farm this item. Let me show you and tell you about what I'm doing here. So first of all, the Scourge of the Corruptor is quite good. It's one of the top items that you can get from the keys in the game. And you can only get these post Plantera. So make sure you have Plantera killed first before you try and open any of these chests. Otherwise, you'll be too early. I've actually created my corruption biome in a very unique place. It seems to be very weird. Whenever I try and make corruption biome or a crimson biome in this area, it always seems to act differently from every other biome in the game. I wonder how it works. We're in the dungeon, and specifically we're in the little sand area, the little desert area next to the dungeon. And it seems like I'm getting a lot of normal enemies here. I'm not just getting corruption enemies. I'm also getting sand enemies as well, of course. Just a quick one. The key can be dropped by anything in the biome that drops keys. Sorry, that drops coins. And it doesn't have to be a corruption or a crimson enemy. It can literally be any enemy as long as you're in the corruption area. And if you've killed the torch god and you put down a torch and your torch is a corruption torch, then you know you're in the right biome. I'm actually using water candles right now in order to increase the spawn. And I'm also using battle potions to increase the spawn. And right now in front of you, I'm actually using Blood Moon to increase the spawn even further. So we are getting all sorts of enemies to try and drop this key. Now, just to be clear, I don't normally build these next to the dungeon. This would probably be one of the last places I'd recommend that you put it, but it's completely up to yourself. The key will drop as long as you're in the corruption biome. I personally would put this item or this biome into a desert biome that is away from the dungeon, or the snow biome that is obviously away from the dungeon as well. That's probably your best bet. Put it either in the snow biome or put it in the desert biome that's not near the dungeon. You have the benefits of collecting other items. If you do that, you can collect snow items, snow biome items, and you can collect the items from the desert too. And make sure you go out of your area, out of your mob farm regularly to try and see if you have managed to get the drop, because there is an item limit in Terraria. And oh, looks like we've actually managed to get a drop over here. And it sometimes drops off screen too, so go off screen as regularly as you can. So this is what it looks like. Sometimes you can leave the world and come back in just to reset the drops on screen, because as I said, there are drop limits, and if you end up missing the key, if you don't check regularly enough, it can despawn. So be very careful if it has spawned off your screen and you don't even know it's bloody there. And this is what the chest looks like when you actually go into the dungeon. And we're going to use the key on the chest and get the Scourge of the Corruptor, which is a pretty good item. It's very good for crowd control. So it's great for the Lizard Temple if you want to get it before trying to kill Golem, or if you're trying to do like Solar Eclipse, or if you're trying to do Martian Madness. This item is pretty decent. So I would recommend getting it alongside the other items that you can get from the keys. And if there is a key to be found in Terraria, you can be sure that we have a video on it as well. Check out our other videos for that as well. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again in the next video. Let me know if any questions, and ta-ta!